You may have already met her team lead and the founder of Aspire, Letty. And so Ariana is a very treasured member of her team. And so she has kind of expanded her expertise, not just in real estate, but also into the marketing and digital space. So she is here today to talk a little bit more about building your brand, social media identity. We'll chat a little bit about all of your social media concerns, questions. We'll have a fun little discussion, and I know she's prepared some slides as well. So we will go ahead and get started. So Ariana, the floor is yours.
I will just pull up my presentation real quick. Let me know if you guys can see it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can you still see everything well?
Yep, we're all good.
Can you still see everything? Okay, good. Okay. Well, hello, my name is Ariana Garcia. Just a little bit about me. I have kind of been in the real estate realm since I started college about going on 5 years ago now. I've managed like many different accounts for Keller Williams Partners, and now I am doing it for Aspire LA. So I've done a lot of the back end stuff, a lot of marketing, a lot of admin work. So I feel like I've gotten a really good grasp of kind of how to set yourself apart in the industry. Some of the we can just jump right into some of the social media strategies I feel like agents should really focus on is building a brand identity. So it's creating something that, is a reflection of you and your brand. And that starts with picking certain colors or fonts and kind of sticking with that so that you can kind of become very recognizable, and that the leads that you're looking for, people on social media, are able to kind of become attracted to you. And also creating kind of like that brand recognition, brand identity creates like an immediate recognizable, how do I say, like theme throughout your social media. It also looks really nice when you are scrolling through and you see a brand that has, consistently focused on creating using their brand colors and using their specific aesthetic kind of. Also, the third strategy that I wanted to talk about too is like quality. So making sure that you're publishing high quality content and using different funnels to kind of pull your content. So something that inspires people. Sometimes it is property. Obviously, we're in real estate, so some of it might be property related. Other part of it is like educating your client or the lead or whoever is the social media goer. So that can also come with, different colors to use in your home or seasonal tips and tricks, and then entertain your audience. So sometimes that's just showing behind the scenes, like, hey, this is me going to open house, or this is how we set up for, just kind of give people a more real look of what you're doing. When you have quality content that you can create, you can also use that across, your different channels. So something that I love to do is either the blog, that you're making for your website or your newsletter content. It's reusing some of that social media content that you already put out. So some of those posts can become longer topics to discuss. Sometimes if you have a really good video that you create, you can put that in a website, you can put that in a newsletter, and you can use it on YouTube or Facebook and in Instagram or LinkedIn. I feel like sometimes people feel that when you create content, you can only use it really like on one page or one profile. But the reality is, if you are creating really good content, then you can kind of use it across different channels and maybe just switch it up a little bit, add some more wording somewhere. Like LinkedIn usually is typically more professional. And then Instagram can be a little bit more informal. And then YouTube, obviously, you could also get great drive there. That also helps with like people, are on different platforms. So you can also cross share, kind of like, hey, come follow me on Instagram if you're on YouTube, and vice versa. So it creates kind of like a flow between people. Another thing is consistency. I feel like that's kind of where a lot of agents struggle at, is the consistency aspect of it. We get really good about posting 1 to 2 times like a week for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then we kind of fall off and are not posting for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it leaves kind of like a bigger content gap for people. And it's kind of hard to build a brand when you're not really on there as much. Part of the consistency aspect of it too is making sure that you're connecting with people through stories, and making sure you're commenting also back to different companies that you want to associate with. Sometimes it's really helpful to find other companies or brands that you like, maybe that they have the same aesthetic as you, or different realtors in the area that you can connect with. It's also kind of like a networking thing to be on commenting on people's pages, or just being active on your stories. So stories can also be helpful to drive people in, and kind of like, hey, just a little quick video. It's really more informal there. So yeah, maintaining that helps also keep you top of mind. So if people are seeing you constantly, you're always kind of like, okay, well, he's actually like in here actually doing the real estate stuff, and people will kind of go back to you. Yeah, so those are some things that I've noticed that have been really helpful with like the social media strategy, especially in real estate. Did anyone have any questions about that? Just real quick before I move on. I feel like I just kind of gave a big
No, you're all good. You're all good. I think too, kind of going off of some of the things that you said, in terms of the actual content that you're posting, I've seen a lot of agents have success with having a really good split between real estate and personal. So they're spending most of their time and most of their content still showing their day-to-day, who they are as a person rather than just a realtor. And then maybe like 30% of their content is actually real estate content based. Now, this is also depending on if you're maybe an indie agent, if you're operating just as like a one-person team. I know for Letty and for Aspire, you guys are a bigger team. And so, of course, it would be only natural for the team to have its own Instagram and its own social media accounts, to have its own kind of brand identity. But I think when you're operating as like a one man or one woman show, then you want to have that good split of content. There's maybe not as much of a need to have a separate solely real estate focused account where you can kind of merge two together, unless you would prefer to only have your personal life. That is also another thing entirely. But depending on whatever account you're using for social, that is always a good strategy, especially if you want to cement yourself as a subject matter expert of the area that you service. Ray, I know that you are somebody too that has always gone to your clients and provided them with information that they couldn't just get off the MLS or get off of online. Like, where are the best places to eat? Where are good trails to hike around you? Where are like the best neighborhoods, etc. And like having that insider knowledge and being able to distribute that also on social is such a value add. And I think
there's a challenge to that.
I'm sorry?
There's a challenge to that.
Do elaborate. I would love to hear more.
Well, one, if it was just buyers and sellers looking at my profile, sure. Mm-hmm. However, there's other realtors looking at it, and the question is, you want to put out enough information to get inquiries, but you also don't want to train the other agents.
Hi, my dear.
Oh, hi, Dee. I just got your text. They're both self-visit?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Okay, so we can go anytime.
Oh, there we go. Okay. No, that is a good point too, especially if you want to have kind of your niche within the markets that you're serving. That is a good point. So
yeah, because I was selling this one property, and the listing agent put something in his disclosure saying that it was non-conforming and didn't meet building zoning criteria.
Mhm.
I looked at my clients and said, and I said, no, it does. And they're going, well, why don't you tell him? I'm going, do you want to get a good deal or not? Because I knew it met building code. He thought it was outside of building code. And why would I educate him?
Yeah,
Because I
that
don't
makes
get a credit for that.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially because I think in certain instances, you definitely want to be as collaborative as possible with agents because, we're all one big community. And so, but I also get wanting to keep some little secrets for yourself too.
Oh no, I sold another one where my client could build higher than the one in front of them by 14 feet. The other agent didn't know that. Would you give them Pan-Ocean views? We got the property dirt cheap.
Absolutely. So, sorry, Ariane, I didn't
no worries.
tangent, but
I actually have to run.
In our,
Thank you.
it was good to see you though, Ray.
a lot of our content strategy, we did a lot of like localized content for that same purpose. If it's not just like a current buyer or seller, you want someone to come to your page and be able to get snippets of like information, even if it's not specifically real estate related, right? Because if you're constantly posting just so close, it kind of does narrow down the pool of people that are going to be interested in following, because then they're going to be like, well, it's just kind of like a buyer seller page, versus if you have more well-rounded, like localized content, like if you specialize in a specific area, like we'll use Aspire Light, for example. Letty really is like in the mid city. So we make sure to post about events that are happening and kind of things that are going on and ways to connect with the community. A lot of it is also making sure that you're not giving like 100% of the information so that you can have some inquiries come back to you, but building like a more well-rounded, like you said, adding some of that personal life. It doesn't have to be like, hey, here I am, here's where my kids go to school, but it can be like, hey, well, me and my kids love to go to this farmer's market in Saturday mornings that's local in the area. And then that way, you're kind of providing a touch point maybe with somebody else that has children too, that is interested in following that, but also you're giving people ideas of like what to do around the neighborhood, and kind of making yourself into like a local expert, which is what people look for, I feel like, in real estate agents as well. Being someone that has just more information than just, this is about buying or selling or whatever it is. Obviously you want to get leads and stuff like that, but if people are not ready, like right in the moment, it's a really good way to connect with them, and then have them kind of be a consistent, and then you're top of mind in that way as well. So yeah. Jason, do you have any questions or anything like that? Any comments?
No, I don't mind using social media. I'm just not the person who likes to post to social media. You know what I mean? So I'm just like taking what you're saying and writing it down, like about the education, the property, the entertainment, the events.
The hardest part, I feel, for agents, it's always like the execution aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like kind of, there's so much to do that to gather all the information sometimes is just like another.
Oh, no. Well, no, trust me, I have the same issue, because like I know you guys have like a luxury presence website. I'm not a fan of luxury presence because I think there's other opportunities out there for websites, and that's just like personal opinion stuff. But like when you're talking about the blogs and all that, and being able to write articles, that's huge, right? Because what you're trying to do is pull people into a funnel, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I mean, I'm just trying to take what you're saying as the expert and trying to understand where you say to do it and how to do it, because like I'll self-confess, I'm not the social media expert, nor do I want to be, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's so we at Aspire, we did use Luxury Presence as our website portal. We did have WordPress prior, which does give you a little bit more free will with like how you want to set things up and all this extra like buttons and stuff, options for lead capture.
Right.
But we had really good drive on our Luxury Presence website. A lot of it too is making sure that you're connecting your website with all your other social media. So anytime we wrote a blog or had it in, we also did monthly newsletters. So in the newsletter, we would always make sure that if we were connecting a property, our website has a property search. So we would link it back to, you know, the website, and making sure that we're kind of driving people back there so they know that our website is more than just this is our team and this is like what you can do, but it's actually like a full running, these are testimonials, here's our blogs, here's our contact information, these are all the different agents we have. We also have a home search and like home evaluation page.
Right.
So you can just drive it back there as well, even with like, you know, links in your bio. And kind of how I had mentioned, like on your Instagram or Facebook stories, you can now add like a link. So sometimes we'll put like on our story, like, check out our blog, check out our newest blog about blah, 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 right? And then you have kind of a drive there as well. So those have also helped with increasing kind of like website traction.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm available though if you need anyone to help you execute
Well,
your marketing plans.
no, definitely. I mean, so
Open to chatting.
no. So my question is, what do you like? So I started to use Sendable or one of the websites to send stuff out on a schedule. What I'm really trying to do is just find one that's like good that you can do like your responses on too, so you don't drop the comments. Like you said, you have to engage the people for them to stay engaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that. So like I've already set up one where I can get like messages to my app and then reply through the app. I'm just trying to figure out how to set it up properly. And then, like you say, be consistent.
Yeah.
And like the second part you said was really hard was that getting all the images, the video. You know, that's like the hardest part. So I bought myself a DJI creator. And it's like, it's been great for just getting videos. So I just randomly have it in the car. So I just snap videos all the time.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you have to have this database of where to put it.
Yeah. Some things that I have used that have been helpful for like video editing and creating stuff like that is Canva. They've really upgraded their systems these past couple of months. The video editing on there, I feel like is super easy to also do. Like you can add music, or you can kind of like do different kind of we have like, you can create just like panels already. So it can be like at the end, it'll say like, you can create a little thing that has like your logo and it says like Jason, your information, different, let me see if I can show you.
Okay.
Um,
And the other thing too, since you use Canva, I really say like, if you can go look at the Adobe suite. The Adobe has so much better products than Canva as far as their AI background is just unreal.
okay, you'd use the AI button too. Cool. I
Well,
haven't
yeah,
used Adobe as much, but I know our video guy does use Adobe.
Yeah.
I was able to, let me see where are good ones at.
What's the cost, Jason, of the Adobe versus, I think Canva is more reasonably priced, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'll also tell you too, Canva is not a true design platform, right? They're just for themselves as a digital. But when you look at Adobe, Adobe is the whole reason why you have the CMYK RGB for printing.
Mm-hmm.
So they cost about like $50 a month for the account. But the thing is, you get so many different suites in there that are really well done. And having the AI tools, and they have it now for your phone. So if you're gonna do a social media post, you can run it through the Adobe, and then it'll clean it up for you, and then you can post it on social media.
Wow. And
Cool.
and how do you use Adobe with your marketing, Jason?
So I mean, for example, if you do brochures, you use InDesign as your platform to produce the document,
Mm-hmm.
and then you use Photoshop, right? And then you can use various products. It just depends on which ones you want to use. But the reason I'm an Adobe fan is just because I'm used to them, and it's just because they are the true, you know, OGs of the world of making design online.
Right, right.
We do use Adobe. I think sometimes for people that are just starting to figure out kind of like social media, sometimes the Adobe products are almost too much information or content, or like to use all of it. But yeah, I feel like I should definitely take a look into using it more. We use like InDesign, different items like that as well.
So the reason why is because Adobe Express is really where they're trying to make that little, you know, capture where they clamp the image before you send it out. They get the voice more punctual, so you don't have the background noise. It's all those things are being run through the AI to bring it down. So instead of going to like a normal editor where you drop down that background noise manually, it automatically does it for you. So it's kind of like, you know, it's just part of the Creative Suite. So they keep on adding a lot of things to the Creative Cloud, and they have a lot of options. So, you know,
So the main thing they use to have like a videographer or an editor for your videos too. That's nice.
I mean, down the road, I'd want to have someone else edit it if possible, but I mean, you kind of know how that goes. It's just I want to make sure we get it set up properly and we know how it works, so I know how to do it. Because I mean, if we're using Premiere Pro, you know, it's some great editing, but also iMovie does a great job for most people too, right? So
Yeah.
it just depends on how far you want to go.
So let me just show real quick how I used Canva. This is like one of our videos that we've done. It's great. I think for like beginning usage, you know, you can just kind of drop in the video content, create a like, how would you say, like intro page. There's also sound, but I think I turned it off. And then it's really helpful. I think at the end, some of the helpful items is like having like a drop page at the end like this, and then you can kind of just reuse the same end slide to for the rest of your videos. We also use this for a lot of like reels, but sometimes it's helpful. And I've noticed that you also get really good traction if you edit your videos or start filming your videos like inside of the Instagram Reel app, like Instagram app. They have also upgraded a lot of these apps. I'm sure Jason and the Adobe Suite is like higher tech, but like a lot of these apps have also started to integrate like AI and help with like there's also templates that you can just drop like for property content or tours, stuff like that. There's also like templates that you can already just kind of drop or insert your videos. And sometimes that helps too with like the algorithm because they want to like promote their own products basically. So,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's also another little tip there that might be helpful. Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions, little comments or anything like that?
No, I appreciate your input though.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, I am, open if anyone ever wants to reach out. I'll put my email here in the chat for any like additional, even just to, throw ideas out at each other. I did, like Ayla said, I started my own little marketing firm. So I have been taking clients these past couple of months and kind of building out and creating a brand for them. The whole point is to kind of just engage more people, get more followers, and try to get more leads as well. I know Jason also mentioned sometimes it's just hard to fully execute and then stay consistent with the comments and just liking posts and like adding stuff to your stories, things like that. So if you guys ever need some help or more additional support, you guys can reach out and let me know. Just discuss that. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you all so
Cool.
much for joining today. As you all know, we have our rooms throughout the month, and so we will definitely be having more surrounding these topics. And so, Ariana, if you ever want to come back, we'll
Totally
have more.
open to it.
Yeah. So I hope everyone has a great rest of their Tuesday, and we will see you all again next time.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.